Thank you, Chair. I speak on behalf of the Civil Society Financing for Development Mechanism and ActionAid International. Firstly, on the global financial safety net, we welcome the acknowledgement that there has been a rapid accumulation of international reserves by development countries to cushion volatility, and that this contributes to the resource transfer to developed countries. The Monterrey Consensus aimed to address the Global South's lack of control over their national currencies and thus economic stability and security. A combo of deregulated cross-border capital flows, international currency hierarchy, and unregulated transnational financial actors, plus higher borrowing costs under the continued influence of biased and adverse sovereign ratings, make for an uneven playing field for Global South countries. FFD4 should undertake decisive action in monetary and financial cooperation and regulation to address this. Secondly, it is distressing that the systemic issues sections, one of the most innovative and critical dimensions of the Monterrey Consensus, reduces global economic governance to the Bretton Woods institutions. States need to take the FFD process as an opportunity to reaffirm the role of the United Nations in global economic governance, ensuring coherent and democratic reforms to the international financial architecture with universal and inclusive participation at the UN that is not possible within the Bretton Woods institutions. As pointed out by Cuba, the IMF is part of the problem, and lack of significant reform over frustration for developing countries, as mentioned by Brazil. Therefore, in this important paragraph 54, we urge for the removal with the IMF at its center. So it reads, the global financial safety net, a multi-layered arrangement for responding to crises, has both gaps in its architecture and uneven coverage. Adding here, with very limited resources available, often at the high cost to developing countries. There is a lack of international reserves needed to respond to balance of payment shocks. In addition to expanding the global financial safety net, expand its coverage and be more reliable, it should stress here reforms to the global reserve system in order to allow countries to pursue their right to development. Thirdly, to acknowledgement of the key role of special drawing rights through the 2021 issuance is important. It is key in paragraph D to add that rechanneling should be without generating more debt and without conditionalities, in alignment with the characteristics of SDRs as a global reserve asset, as well as removing reference to decision-making about SDRs through the IMF Executive Board, which is not representative of Global South countries and perpetuates the interest of a small group of countries. An issuance should be decoupled from the IMF quota system, which creates very skewed distribution as seen in 2021. We therefore welcome language on the SDR playbook, but we suggest replacing paragraph E to center the role of the UN, including the establishment of an intergovernmental working group under ECOSOC, and a new playbook for SDRs through this working group to establish new rules to facilitate their issuance, including rechanneling through MDBs, and shift the balance of payment manuals playbook. For paragraph B, we call to replace it with definitive action to eliminate IMF surcharges. Lastly, on public payment systems, we reject the mandates of the Financial Stability Board, given its exclusive representation and extensive conflicts of interest. We further demand a reform of the BIS to ensure adequate representation of developing countries. Therefore, in the paragraph A, we propose a commitment to dedicating special sessions of ECOSOC in collaboration with BIS to explore how to create central digital currencies and to harness the benefits of digital technologies. We propose in addition 57 bis to recognize the importance of developing bilateral and plurilateral payment initiatives for settling international economic obligations and managing foreign exchange transactions. I thank you.